Hello beautiful ones, you're welcome to Vivi Creations. So in today's video I want to show you how you can achieve this beautiful puff sleeve. Yes, so we'll be using this as our inspiration for today's video. So this is how to achieve an exaggerated puff sleeve, what you need to know, the measurements you need to take, and how to go about it. Okay, so I say very big welcome to you, and if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss any video I'll be uploading. And please, along the way, give the video a like. Thank you for doing that. So let's get started.
So this is my blouse. I'm going to measure my armhole. Okay, so to make a sleeve, just take your armhole measurement. So I'll just measure from this point up to this point, so including the seam allowance. Okay, so I have 12 inches. So by the time you measure your armhole, you're going to get your fabric for your sleeves. So this is my lining piece. Okay, so I'll be cutting my basic sleeve on this lining piece, and because I want to cut the two sleeves at once, I would just place it on fold. So you can actually cut one at a time depending on the length of your fabric. Okay, so for me, I can get the two at once from this lining. So I just folded it into two like this. So after folding, I would fold again to get the measurement I took from my armhole. Okay, so this folding is the length of your sleeve, that is from here to here. So like I said, I folded it to get the two sleeves. Okay, so by the time I fold this way now, I'll get the width of my sleeve. So this width now, that is this folding, is the measurement you took from your armhole. The measurement you got from your armhole is what you fold like this. So you just have to check to see you have it. Okay, so the measurement I got is 12 inches. So, and that includes the seam allowance. Okay, so but to be on the safe side, you can just fold like, I can fold like 13 inches. Okay, so I can just have a space to cut out from. So by the time I have done this, I'll just mark out the top. Just mark out the top as my starting point. So just to have an even starting point here. Okay, so from here now, I'll place the length of my sleeve, and the length is 12 inches. The length is 12 inches. Okay, so this is the length. So after marking out the length, I would take the sleeve cap height, and here it is 4 inches. So depending on the bust measurements, you can place your sleeve cap. Okay, for bust 40 and above, 4 inches to 4.5. For lower, you have for 3.5. Okay, but 4 inches is usually basic for adults. So by the time you have done this now, on this line, I just want to make sure that I have my 12 inches, which I measured from my armhole, and here it is. Okay, then from there, I'll just draw a line to this starting point, like so. Okay, now I would measure the midpoint. That is, I'll just measure this line and get the midpoint. So here is the midpoint. So from this midpoint, I'll just step up by ½ inch, and here it is. Okay, here it is. Now from this point that I stepped up, I'm just going to curve to this point like so. That is all. You curve from here to that ½ inch. By the time it touches the ½ inch, you now start curving downward. That is, start going down to touch this point here. That is to touch the measurement you took at the armhole. So I hope you can see this. Okay, so you just curve from here. By the time it touches the half inch, you now curve downwards like so, and that is just it. Okay, this is just simply your basic sleeve. So at this point where I have my sleeve length, I'll place my round sleeve, okay, which is 15 inches divided by 2, that is 7.5. Okay, yeah, 7.5, and then plus 1 inch for seam allowance. That is it. Then I would connect. I'll just connect it, and I have our sleeve. Okay, so this is just simply what we need on the lining piece. So after cutting the lining piece, we'll go ahead to cut on the main fabric. This is where we'll cut what we need for the puff, that is the balloon puff. Okay, so this measurement here is exactly our, that is exactly what we need for our sleeve length. Okay, including I just added half inch. Okay, normally it was 11.5, that is the actual length. I added half inch for joining this one to the main fabric. So this is it. So by the time you have cut it like this, you notch this point and the lower point as well. So just notch here, and you notch the lower point as well. So that is it for the basic sleeve, as you can see. Okay, so now back to the main fabric. So I have sequin fabric here, which I infused my stay to it. So I did double stay, that is after infusing the first, I infused it again to make it firm, okay, to give it structure. Now for the measurement of this one, what I have here, or normally what you should have here, should be up to 3 times your round sleeve. Okay, should be up to 3 times your round sleeve, but mine is not up to, because I don't have enough fabric. Okay, then the length, you should have up to 3 to 4 or even 5 inches longer than the basic sleeve, but for me it is 2 inches longer. Okay, it is 2 inches longer. So this is what would fold in to give it that puff. So I can actually reduce my basic sleeve to have up to 3 inches. Okay, but this is actually the sleeve length of the client, but I can just take away 1 inch, so that by the time we fold, we'll have enough puff. So, and if you want your puff to be very very full and exaggerated, like I said, this the width of your main fabric should be up to 3 times what you have here. Okay, so right now I'm also going to fold my fabric, place it on fold like so, and I would notch the top as well, because we'll be connecting it to the other one, so want to be able to match them up at the center. So you notch this side, and you notch the lower side as well. Okay, so when you have done this, now at this side we're going to come down by 4 inches. Okay, so you just step down by 4 inches. This is basic. So just want you to see the markings. You come down by 4 inches. Okay, and at this side, this folded end, you come in by 3 inches like so. Come in by 3 inches. So when you have done this, you just connect from this point to this point in a curvy way. So just go like this, as if you're just going to make a basic sleeve. Okay, so you curve it actually. Just curve, just go this way. Okay, like so. So mine is not curvy, it's looking slanted. So you can place it like so. Come down. Don't know if you can see this. Okay, so we're going to cut it out. Just going to cut this one out. So I'll use this to cut on the other one. So this is what I have here. Okay, so now we'll use this one. We'll place it on, as we'll stitch this one with the lining piece. Okay, so you can actually infuse to your lining piece if you want. So this is what we'll do now. You just place it this way. So this is the upper side and this is the lower side. Okay, so you're going to take your lining piece. If you have infused to it, you take the good side of your lining piece to the good side of your main fabric. You place them together like this. Okay, and you match them up at the center. Remember, I notched them at the midpoint. So match them up at the midpoint. Match them up at the midpoint. So I'm just going to hold it with pin. Then you do same at the edge here. You match them up at the edge. And you do same to the other side. So when you have matched it up like this, now you can see that we have excess. So this excess, we're going to pleat it to the lining. Okay, just going to pleat it to the lining like that. Okay, so by the time we are done pleating this to the lining, we'll flip it over. Then the lining will now be at the wrong side. Okay, so let me do this. Let's take it step by step. Let me do this and show you what we have. Okay, so I've gone ahead to pleat the main fabric to the lining. Okay, so I just make sure I have enough, that is, I have more pleats at the center. Okay, because my fabric is not so much, so I just make sure I had enough pleat at the center and also leaving my seam allowance area. Okay, so now remember we stitched this to the good side of the fabric. We're not going to just flip it over to the wrong side like so. Okay, then we'll match it up again, and this time around we'll go ahead and pleat. Okay, so just make sure we fit in the main fabric to the lining fabric. You can see the excess, so we're just going to pleat it this time around like this. Okay, so I just pin it and go ahead to pleat it. So just pleat it, and I'll also, like I did at this lower part, I would focus mostly at the center area. Make sure I have more pleats there because my fabric is not so much. Okay, normally to do this you should have up to 3 times more than your lining fabric, but since I'm just managing the fabric, I have to, do what I have to do. So I'll just like stitch it. When I get towards the center area, I'll then pleat it at that part, that area. Okay, so I'll do just that, then I'll come back to show you what we have and how we stitch it to the blouse. Okay, so let me do that. So I've gone ahead to gather it to the lining, as you can see, and I made sure that I have most of the gathers at the center area, and this is what we have. Okay, so for this edge now, we'll go ahead and match it up like this. So I need it to really fold. This main fabric is more than the lining, so I'm just going to match it up. So by the time you match it up, you see this excess, so it is okay that way. That is what will give it that balloon effect. Okay, so I'll just match it up like that, and I will stitch it. I'll just close it up. I'll do same to this side. Okay, so just match it up like that. So this folded area would be, to show. So by the time we close it up, we'll go ahead and join it to the bodies. Okay, so by the time I place it on the bodies and stitch up this seam allowance, would have it looking like this. Okay, so here is the bodies. So just go ahead and join it to the bodies like this. Okay,
And this is what we have. So you can see my, though it's not so full because I had to manage my fabric. Okay, I didn't have much, but if you want it very full, just follow what I have taught you. Okay, make sure your fabric is like 3 times the basic sleeve, that is the lining piece. Okay, and you have it very full. So I hope you like the video. Please hit on the like button and also hit on the subscribe button if you are yet to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video you will be notified. Thank you for watching. I'd love to see you in my next video. Also, if you want to know how I made this blouse, the link will be in the description box, or you just hit on the picture that will be showing right now on the screen.